Mel, 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 everybody, I'm Cantonese Cat. Hey everybody, Cantonese Cat here. Looking at the monthly chart of CleanSpark, ticker symbol CLSK. If you had to ask me so far, month of April, what does this candle look like? Is it bullish or bearish? I'm going to have to lean towards it being a little bit bullish. There are a couple of reasons as to why that is. Because first of all, it looks like if this is like a local bottom over here, it's a pretty decent thing to look like a hammer, kind of like a little local, hammer bottom over here, or a little hammer bottom over here. These candles for bottom generally looks better. For example, if you inverted it and look at it as a top, generally this is a little bit more bearish. So far it does have like a little bit more of like a bullish look to it. Matter of fact, it actually looks like it's also an inside candle to this other candle over here, which just basically means that it's consolidating. After consolidation, most likely the trend is going to continue to go the way where the primary trend is going. And so far, since January of 2023, the primary trend is up. So most likely it's going to having some bullish continuation moving forward. That's all about the monthly candle pattern here. If you look at what happened on the volume shelf, it's pretty obvious. Like so far, it's kind of back tested down towards this big giant volume shelf towards the bottom over here. Found support, a bunch of people ended up buying and push the price back above this area right here. Now it's kind of sitting on top of this big giant peak of the volume shelf right here. So all of these are very, very constructive price actions so far. If you pull up the Bollinger Bands on the monthly, you can see that so far the upper Bollinger Band seemed to be serving a little bit as a magnet. Right now it's 17.41. Price closed this week around 17.19. There's a big possibility where price would end up closing around here in April. It's actually a very, very good thing that it closed back inside, or closed, or at least wick inside the Bollinger Band rather than being all the way out extended, kind of like this candle over here. You actually want to see something like this because the Bollinger Band is still expanding. Like it's not just halted. The Bollinger Band is all the way expanded downwards and is also expanding upwards, allowing price to go higher over time. And a lot of times during bull market, when things get a little bit more impulsive, like CleanSpark has been over the last half a year or so, generally you like to ride the upper Bollinger Band continue to go up, and that's kind of what this looks like it is wanting to do. 20-month moving average is also continuing to pointing up right here. Whenever you see a trend change, a change in velocity of the 20-month moving average, it really tells you in terms of what direction this is going. This is a very, very obvious downtrend until it's not, until it's shifted over here. And right now you have a pretty obvious uptrend that looks like it might have just started about 6 months ago. And I expect whenever you see something like this on the indexes, on Bitcoin, on Mara, or other assets, whenever you see something like this could potentially happen to keep on going on, push the bullish momentum up for potentially even like a year and a half, or 2 years, or potentially even longer. That's kind of what I'm seeing. I still think we might be at the beginning stage of this bull market over here. As confirmed, if you count the bull market being started right around here, around January 2023, then you're talking about maybe about a year and a half so far. But it can still continue. If you look at, is there any kind of divergences that really start to get you worried about? Look at the monthly. Not really. I'm not really seeing any kind of bearish divergence or anything like that that's really getting me worried. If anything, I think the current candle had resetted the RSI back from not even really being that overheated, around the high 60s. Right now it's back down to around like 60, 61 range. So it's really kind of cool down pretty significantly. It might be getting ready for a very, very, very crazy impulsive move up if it ends up pushing the RSI up to like the 70s and 80s range. The price can really be quite impulsive to go upwards whenever it does that. Once it's done kind of testing some of the lower levels down here, and also consider this back test of the upper Bollinger Band to be also a very, very bullish sign for this stock here as well. Now, if you don't look at the Bollinger Band, if you decide to look at the Ichimoku cloud, this is a super Ichi cloud, and also we put out the Ichimoku cloud. This is a regular Ichimoku cloud. Let me go ahead and just get rid of that RSI indicator right there. You can see what really simply happened was that it kind of came back down and back tested some of the very important levels down here. There are two lines that are given here in the Ichimoku cloud analysis. One line is the Tenkan line. Tenkan line in the bull market serves as support on the way up. And you also have another line over here called Kijun line, which basically is a lagging line. So when the leading surpasses the lagging, which happened around February of 2024, you have a bullish cross. When you have a bullish cross, generally it might precipitate a much longer, 12 to 18 months, potentially longer kind of bull market that could be happening. It's just been saying that their bull market has been confirmed. They can go on for longer. That's what it's saying right here. Right now, price is above both the Kijun and the Tenkan line. It actually backtested the Tenkan line as support and bounced, right? What happened after a couple months ago? This happens. You're going to try and push into the cloud the first time, got rejected. Push into the cloud the second time, got initially closed inside, but this one got rejected, right? So it looks like the cloud as a resistance is really becoming weakening, and we're back testing some of the very important volume shelf support over here, as well as the monthly Tenkan support over here. Looks like we bounced, and looks like perhaps in the next month or two we could potentially challenge the Ichimoku cloud again. And once you really convincingly get inside the cloud, it could still kind of backtest a little bit before going up. But once you're inside the cloud, generally the magnet's going to be around the top of the cloud, which is around 70s. I know it sounds crazy, but price was just like, less than $2 about a year and a half ago. And right now you're talking about $17. So this is the traditional Ichimoku cloud. Again, it's very important that the cloud can serve as either resistance or support. Right now it's been serving as a little bit of resistance. Once you're able to break up out of it and turn it into support, I think there's a possible chance that the magnet could be all the way up here for a clean spark. When I use another Ichimoku cloud-like derivative, which is the Super Ichi cloud. Super Ichi cloud basically is Ichimoku cloud, but takes into consideration the super trend, which takes into consideration the volume. You're seeing a very similar picture here, but this is also another confirmation here too. With volume-weighted Ichimoku cloud, you're also seeing a bullish cross. Instead of happening in February 2024, like the regular Ichimoku cloud, this happened around March of 2024. And what happened is back in March and then in April, again, we backtested the Kijun and the Tenkan both times. And both times we found support. Right now, price is just underneath the Ichimoku cloud. It really looks like it's trying to break into the Super Ichi cloud right here. It really looks like it's trying to do that. Found support underneath, tested a couple of times, got really nice volume shelf over here as support. Where else is it going to go once it wants to go? It's going to go up. I think it's probably corrected enough already. It's just kind of sideways for quite some time. I think it's probably ready to go back up, a lot further. Trend is obviously still a bull trend. I don't think there's any dispute in terms of whether or not this is a bull trend or a bear trend. Trend is obviously still a bull trend. Question is this a parabolic top? Is this a parabolic top? There's always that possibility. But so far, I'm not really seeing the monthly RSI being overheated. So far, I'm still seeing whales still coming in. There's still signs for inflow. So really, there really isn't any particular sign where whales are really truly exiting. If anything, they're just kind of cooling down a little bit, kind of like they did cooling down over here, right? But there's still increase in inflow. Volume continues to go up. Selling volume so far is April 19th. So you still have maybe another several trading days or so. But I really don't think this volume is going to surpass these volume candles over here. And the whale inflow oscillator is still going up. If you look at fintel.io, which I'm not going to show here, you're basically seeing a very, very similar pattern where whales inflow is still coming up very, very slowly. Between the month of March and April, actually very, very similar to the Black Hat fund flow trend oscillator that we're seeing here. But whales are still coming in. Price went sideways, whale going up. All those are good signs. Let's look at the weekly here. I don't want to spend too much of your time. Let's pull up the weekly chart over here. And you can see a couple of things right off the bat. This week has a green candle and the volume has picked up. Just like all the other time, just like the time before that and the time before that, whenever you start to have done with downtrend, you start to have a little bit of an uptrend, you start having a pretty decent increase in volume and just keeps on going up. There's a potential that this candle, if it is really a true candle of reversal, and this candle is also a very, very nice reversal candle here because it is a bullish engulfing candle, right? And if this turns out to be a high volume bullish engulfing candle, it could just like be very, very similar to this candle over here. It could end up precipitating a few quite big weekly candle, could push up the price up a lot higher than you could potentially expect, right? You're really seeing a very, very nice trend change, and whatever volume is whenever price is going down, volume's going down. Whenever price is going up, volume's going up. Whenever price is going down again here, it's going down again here. Right now, we have price kind of, forming a bullish engulfing candle. It looks like big volume coming in, and it can potentially set up for, quite a few nice weekly candle that could come up, pretty soon. If you want to look at some of the momentum indicator, let's go ahead and push up the RSI here. What you seen here before was that there was a little bit of a downtrend here because as price was going up, you continue to have a build up of a little bit of RSI exhaustion here that needed to be cooled down. This is a bearish divergence. So you're really talking about it for the first time in this stock. For a very long time, you're having a little bit of a bearish divergence, which tells you that this up move right here was very, very exhausted. However, it's been played out. This bearish divergence has been played out. You already have a lot of, reset over here. If anything, right now, it's been building a lot of this kind of bullish divergence over the last couple months or so. If you are, really, actually, the candle's right here. If you're talking about from that price point right there to the current price point right here, you're really talking about it's been building up a lot of bullish divergence. This is a hidden bullish divergence that's been building up. So actually a lot of bullish energy has been building up over the last 8 weeks. And this could potentially help propel and explode the price up a lot higher, especially when the RSI already reset it and RSI is still above 50. All of these is still, pretty decent sign here. Let's pull out some other indicator and see whether or not I see anything interesting here. Instead of looking at RSI, are we seeing anything on balance volume? Not really. I mean, you did see a little bit of like a bullish divergence because price over here went down, and you did have the unbalanced volume actually secretly going up. So this is a bullish divergence over here. And it looks like it might be starting to play out, although, this energy has only been built up for about a few weeks. So I'm not as impressed as I was with RSI. But there could still potentially some bullish divergence that's been building up that could potentially push price up a lot higher over the next few weeks. Now, instead of looking at the unbalanced volume, let's pull up some of the other indicators. What is the bull market support band showing you? It is showing you a very, very classic bounce of the bull market support band. Exactly just like what happened around January 2014. Price corrected, came back down, bounced from a rising. The red line right here for the bull market support band right here, this is the 20-week simple moving average. It bounced right at this 20-week simple moving average, had a bullish engulfing candle on high volume. This is a pretty decent setup for it to potentially just keep on pushing upwards from here. There's a lot of buying pressure of this stock over the last few months. There's a whole lot of, not much of a selling pressure over here. And right now, price has found some very critical support level, and it could potentially push it up a lot further. Now, instead of looking at the bull market support band, what about the weekly Ichimoku cloud? Is it showing you anything? It bounced from a confluence of the weekly kitchen line over here too, and it could potentially set up some pretty epic bounce up. The Tenkan is pointing up pretty exponentially. Sometimes when Tenkan just keeps on going up, it could serve a little bit as a magnet to kind of drag price higher. Kind of like here, like whenever it just keeps on going up, you can potentially drag the price up higher together with it. Or like here, whenever the Tenkan goes up, you can kind of drag price up higher with it. So I think most likely in the next few weeks, it's going to end up dragging price higher together with it, based on what I'm just seeing in isolation when it comes to CleanSpark. I'm not looking at the indexes, I'm not looking at anything else, I'm just looking at CleanSpark. If you look at the Subichi Cloud, also a little bit more volume based. Subichi Cloud is kind of also sucking the price back up, kind of serve as a magnet, if you will, to kind of push price up a little bit higher as well. So everything so far is looking pretty decent for CleanSpark. Volume shelf, support level tested. It looks like it's been trying to break above, some of the resistance level above, especially the monthly Shimoku Cloud. Like all of these things are looking very, very, very constructive. Is price going to end up going up a lot higher? Obviously, everybody's going to say it depends on what the indexes are doing. Does it though? I mean, it's been correcting for about, almost like 2 months now. The indexes are just now starting to correct. If anything, it's only been correcting for about 3 weeks. If anything, I think maybe these minor stock have kind of gotten ahead of the indexes, and they might have also even gotten ahead of Bitcoin in terms of its correction. And is it possible that it just keeps running up from here? Based on isolation, based on looking at CleanSpark, the answer is yes. Based on all the indicators I'm seeing, the answer is yes. But I cannot argue the point that this is still an asset that is correlated with IWM, is an asset that is correlated with global liquidity in general, and is also correlated with Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin going to do? Is Bitcoin going to end up correcting down further? Is there going to be a post-halving dump that some people are really expecting it to see, sort of as like a little bit of fake out to shake out weekends post-halving before price going up higher? Traditionally, these miners, I've shown on a video before too, but traditionally these miners tend to go up when is post-halving, or at least the selling pressure is not going to be as much, and the buying pressure when Bitcoin goes up, the buying pressure at miners post-halving generally tends to go up because there's a negative catalyst that has been removed. The halving is really supposed to happen in about 2 hours. Actually, to be exact, about an hour and 51 minutes. It's happening pretty soon. I'm excited to see what Bitcoin does. I don't care if it goes up or down one way or another. I'm excited about what it does because typically post halving it tends to do pretty well. I also think that in the liquidity cycle, I think we're still at a part of the cycle where a lot of liquidity could still be coming in, even though temporarily liquidity can be halting or it can be reversing and things might be correcting a little bit. But traditionally, it seems like we're at a pretty good point in the cycle. Anyway, I'm not going to talk too much longer. Thank you for listening to me rambling. I'm excited about having. See you on the other side of having. Take care. Bye.